Welcome everyone. Sitting here in the library slash prayer room slash music room slash bourbon bar slash pipe tobacco cigar room slash room full of nostalgia. I love it in here. Sometimes I just sit right here and just look at everything. Everything calls to mind something that's very special to me. Whether a point in my life or family. It's good to have a place like this. Not that I would be getting drunk, but I don't have to worry about driving. I'd much rather sit here at home if I'm gonna sip. Don't have any plan for this. I'm trying not to be too heavy. Just try to be a light conversation. The music we're listening to is by a Cajun group that they don't play together anymore. Their name is Mouton Noir, which translates into black sheep. And Mouton is actually a very popular last name down here in South Louisiana. A close friend of mine who was also a neighbor and a musical partner for a very long time, his last name is Mouton. He's passed away now, a little over a year ago. In fact, I believe he was in that video link I put on the post about the volunteers who were going around planting trees. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but that's him I'm speaking about. And then in this band right here is I have one close friend that was in this band, and he and I played together for years. His name is Randy Vadrine. His nickname is Frisson. That's him singing. But so his nickname, Frisson. So Frisson is, I'm not sure if it's standard French or if it's just a word that's used here in our Acadian French language, Cajun French language. But it means goosebumps, you know? And so he was given that nickname many years ago because Randy is blessed with the ability to sing really high notes, and a lot of people refer to it as the high lonesome sound. He can hit them. Now he's getting up in age, so it's a little harder. Right here, I'm not sure what key he's singing in, but it's in a lower key, so you can't really tell how high he can get. and he was playing at one of the local folk festivals, and someone had asked him before they started playing. They said, "Randy, what do you do? How do you prepare? To sing for 2 hours at such a high register?" And he reaches in his pocket and he pulls out his little flask. He said, "This helps." And they said, "Really? It helps?" He said, "We'll find out in about 10 more minutes." Great guy, man. I love him. We're still very good friends, though we don't play much music anymore. And he lives on the famous Bayou Teche. And he just has a beautiful old home. I think it dates back to the late 1880s. And when he and his wife bought it, they had to do some renovations. They left a lot of original stuff, but they had to, make some repairs. But it's just a beautiful place right there on Bayou Teche. And years ago, when we were really active playing together, we would go there and we would have cookouts, and we would just sit in a big group. Bunch of different people would bring their instruments: accordions, violins, guitars, sometimes an upright bass. And man, we would just sit in a circle outside and just play music for hours. It was so much fun, man. There was so much learning that took place right there. You never knew who was going to show up. Some of these old master musicians would show up, and it was a kick. It was a real thrill. If you hadn't met some of these guys before, and man, what it would do for their spirits when you would get excited about meeting them. That's what I love about folk music. It's not meant to be, a very difficult kind of music to play. And man, I know around here that's the beauty. So many people play so many different instruments. You can walk into a place where there's live music, and if you know somebody that's playing in the band, they'll call you up, "Hey, come play a couple," and you sit in cold turkey, quite possibly with people who play but you haven't played with, and you just pick up. It's crazy. It's fun. It's interesting. And this music evokes so many emotions and memories. I can smile one second and be lonesome the next, and some of these songs are just so beautiful. Ah. Joie de vie, the joy of life. Yep, I'm rambling. Absolutely rambling. I'm by myself. The wife is with some of her friends on a beach trip. Sorry for the long pauses. You're an amazing bunch if you're still here at the 11-minute mark. I have said absolutely nothing in everything I've said. Nah, my CB's giving me some troubles here. I'm looking at some of my memorabilia, looking at a sketch drawing I have. Let me show it to you. You might like it. You might not. I'm coming right back. Oh, well, I can't reach it. It's high. I'll have to show you the drawing another time. I'll have to get a little step ladder. I thought I could have reached it. But what's cool is we were playing years ago at a place called McGee's Landing. And it was a restaurant, bar, dance hall that was right across the levee for the Atchafalaya Basin. It was so much fun. Cypress trees in the basin. Well, what hadn't been harvested yet, but it was so beautiful. And it was the perfect setting, to play some Cajun music, eat some good food, dance. And it was one Sunday, we were there playing, and wasn't paying attention, but there was a man and his wife, and they were sitting at the bar, and the man, he was kind of thin hair in the front, but he had longer hair on the sides, glasses, mustache, wearing a vest, a nice long sleeve shirt. And we didn't know, but all this time he was sketching our picture while we were playing. And when we were done playing, he came to me and he showed us. And we were like, wow. Like, you thought enough of us to do this? And the man and his wife, they were actually from around the Michigan area, Ohio, Michigan. And they would come to Louisiana often, and they loved the music and the festivals and all, and they would go to different places and listen to the bands play, and that was his hobby, was sketching. And so we exchanged addresses and all, and he ended up sending each of us a framed copy of that. And his name is Patrick Grimm. And he and I stayed in touch for years. And then the last couple of years, we kind of, drifted apart. And I was trying to find his contact information. Well, all these years of internet, I never searched him on the internet. Well, yesterday I type in his name. I was floored. I had no idea this guy is a highly regarded American philosopher. Teaches at the college level, has written books, and very unassuming. I couldn't believe it. And I found an email, and hopefully it works. You know, I sent him a hello. And brings me back to thinking of I call him, I say my grandfather, but he was Papa. That's what we all called him, Papa. So I'm going to start referring to him as Papa because that's what he was. My mom and I grew up with her mom and dad. My parents divorced when I was very small. I have absolutely no memory of them being together. And so I was immersed into the French language since I was an infant. And, you know, my Papa loved the music. He loved the Cajun music. He played the violin, the fiddle, the guitar, harmonica. And it was from him that the love of the music and the culture was handed down from. And I think about all these cool things that I've got to do in music, all these places I've got to play. Had the honor of writing a couple original songs, one of which was recorded by a well-regarded, well-respected Cajun musician, Lee Benoit. And when Lee was recording my song, I had even more honor of being asked to play the guitars on that one track. So, you know, and all this, you know, because of my Papa. Like, so, you know, all these opportunities I've had to travel a little bit to play music. When I went to Chicago, Illinois, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow. I was sitting in the big park over there. It was right next to the Great Lake. They had a permanent stage out there. And we were booked for the Chicago Summer Dance Series. That was in 2011. And, you know, far away from anybody who would know me, we just had a ball. That was the biggest crowd I've ever played in front of. I don't know how many people were there, but there were a lot. And, you know, sitting down, I was playing the drums for this gig. And I'm sitting down and I'm looking around, all these lights and all these big skyscrapers. And just in awe. I was just amazed. And the people there were so welcoming. They had so much fun. They wanted to get close and know who you were, where you were from. It was just incredible. I never had an experience again like that since. It was remarkable. Thank you, Papa. I'm looking at his picture right now with all the grandkids. Let's see, I can reach that one. I don't know how good you'll be able to see it, but that's my mom, Papa. That's me right next to Papa. And then my cousins, those who were alive at that time, or in existence at that time, I should say. It was just amazing. Yeah, y'all. Good Lord, 20 minutes and I'm just babbling. Maybe it's the bourbon. I don't know. But I could literally sit right here all day, all night with all these memories and just looking at all kinds of stuff. You can't really see everything I got, but everything is special. Calls to mind something. Well, I need to do more videos like this, and you know, if not for entertaining you, if you're interested, I don't know, but just to have it recorded, building an archives. One day, one day, my granddaughter, she may find all these. This song right here, Timorese. Timorese. It means little Maurice. And if I remember right, it was the name of an old dance hall near Cajun, Louisiana. And this song was made popular by my mama's brother, who was an old accordion player from Lake Charles, Louisiana, John Oliver. And he had actually made this song popular a very long time ago. Oh gosh, I wish the CD wouldn't act up like that. But anyways, yeah, and we call him Parrain John. Parrain is Godfather, and that's the Cajun way of calling you Godfather. It's Parrain. Parrain John, even though he wasn't necessarily my godfather, which that's something funny about Cajun culture. Uh, if you parrain to one, you parrain to all. Or godmother would be Nanan or Nanny, but if she's older in age, it's Nanan or Nan. And then it's kind of the same thing with aunt and uncle. Again, in Cajun French, aunt would be tante, tante. And so, you know, like my wife is taunt to her own nieces and nephews, but she's also taunt to all our friends as kids. It's funny. And uncle is kind of a play on words. It's kind of not exactly the correct way, but it's nonk. Nonk. So like myself, I'm nonk to the nieces and nephews, but I'm nonk to all my first cousins' kids, and it's funny, you know. And yeah, it's funny, man. My nickname around here is Nonk Joe. There's a story. We're not telling that one tonight, though. So, all my wife's family, all her side of the family, all call me Joe or Nonk Joe. It's funny, but good Lord, 25 minutes. Oh, that CD making me mad. My papa always say, something shock, so get your come so. Makes me mad, something like that. Shock. Choqué means to get mad. I'm sure that's a slang French word around here, but choqué. Oh boy. I may need to do that one day. Get a few of my Cajun French speaking friends over, sit down and carry on a conversation in our beautiful Cajun French language. I love it. Which there's some history about that we'll get into on another time. Keep saying I'm going to keep it light. So this song here, talking about a guy who went out to the dance, got drunk like a little pig. Sunday morning he wasn't feeling too good. And he says, pass me the pitcher of lemonade. Why lemonade? I don't know. I think it just rhymed and fit the timing of the song. So it's called the Lemonade Song. Well, I'm sorry the CD is skipping so much. Mouton Noir. Oh, this is frustrating, man. Ah, come on now. Anyway, well, look. I sure do appreciate every one of you. It means a lot to me to be able to sit here and tell my story to you in chapters, in different segments. Everybody has a story, and everybody wants to tell their story for different reasons. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, we didn't even talk about tobacco much, huh? You can see my pipes right there. Thank you all for everything y'all give to me. Pilgrim Piper, your friend Pat. Au revoir, mes amis. I got this fancy high-tech clicker now. Peace be with all of you.